Hi, my name is Katz and I'm in Rav Beiser's shir. Have you ever wondered why so many Jewish holidays on the calendar, such spiritual holidays, are represented by such physical items in order to do the mitzvah of the day? Why a holiday so holy like Hanukkah is used by a ner and a candle and a flame in order to do the mitzvah? Pasuk in Bereshis tells us, "Ve'aretz haisasov avov v'ruach v'choshech al pnei zon." Chazal tell us that these time periods of Gullus and Am Yisrael are represented by this pasuk. The 4 periods of Gullus correspond to different words in the Psukim. Tohu being the Gullus of Bavel, Vavo being the Gullus of Madai, Choshech, Gullus Yavon, and Tehom being Gullus Edom. Chazal explain that Gullus Yavon, the time period when Hanukkah took place, was the darkest period of time for all of Am Yisrael, and that's why it corresponds to Choshech. But why is this? As we know, the Greeks made many decrees against the Jews in this time period, decrees against the mitzvahs that the Jews kept in order to stop them from doing the mitzvahs. But what is the simcha of Hanukkah? If we know that Hanukkah is supposed to be such a happy time, what is the simcha of Hanukkah? The simcha of Hanukkah is the opportunity to rebuild that dveikus with Hashem, to rebuild connection with Hashem. But how so? What simcha can we find from the darkest period of time, which Chazal tells us happens during the Gullus of Yavon? We see this in the specific decrees that the Greeks decreed against the Jews. We see that the Greeks decreed against the Jews the mitzvah of Shabbos and the mitzvah of Bris Milah and the mitzvah of Rosh Chodesh. And these things intended to do just the opposite, to interrupt the connection that we have with Hashem. These mitzvahs are specific mitzvahs that build our connection with Hashem and our kesher with Hashem, and to make each and every Jew believe that he has no part in Hashem's godly nation. And that's dafka the simcha of the mitzvah of Hanukkah and the yontif of Hanukkah. That we know that each and every one of us as a Jew always has a chelek in Am Yisrael, and no one can truly take that away from us. Chazal tell us that the word ner is referring to completeness, not just the flame, but the entire candle. We live in a world of a very physical world, a very distracting world, distracting us from the dveikus and the connection with Hashem and the spirituality. The flame, the fire of a candle represents the passion, the dveikus with Hashem. But you can't just have the flame. You need the whole ner, you need the whole candle. Mashal goes with the person who tries to take a bottle of oil and he wants to light a fire. If he just takes the oil and he pours it onto the ground, the oil will disperse, and if he tries to light a fire, there's nothing to hold the oil together and to hold the flame together. He needs a kli. You need a kli. In a finite world that we live in, without everything being infinite, there has to be something holding that oil together in order to light the flame. The oil is the fuel, the Torah and mitzvahs that Hashem commanded us that fill ourselves up with the fuel of Hashem. But even more so, the kli itself, the cup that holds the oil and the fire. That's our body that in this world, our body in a physical world. We have an obligation to make ourselves, our bodies, into kli of kedusha in order to fill ourselves with the kedusha of Hashem, the Torah and mitzvahs. Our Hanukkah today is about the simcha to rise up from a physical world, to take everything that's physical and to bring it to a spiritual level. To fill ourselves with the shemen of Hashem, the oil of Hashem, of Torah and mitzvahs, and all the kedusha that Hashem gives us. Because a complete ner, complete candle, is filling ourselves with Torah and mitzvahs in order to create a flame that is able to spread out throughout the world. This Hanukkah, let's take it upon ourselves to become a kli of kedusha, to fill ourselves up with the mitzvahs of kedusha and the shemen of kedusha, in order so that we can ultimately spread the light throughout the world. And be'ezras Hashem, we will see that light spread all the way to the Beis HaMikdash, and to relight the menorah of Hashem in the Bayis Shlishi b'mhera b'yameinu. Thank you.